If you're a developer or an investor building in Nigeria, your contractor might not be stealing from you, but you could be overpaying by 10% to 20%. Not because of fraud, but because of weak financial monitoring. Today, I'm breaking down 5 common contractor overbilling tricks that silently inflate construction budgets and how to prevent them. Okay, this is not an attack on contractors. This is about financial discipline. In construction, money does not disappear dramatically. It disappears gradually. Okay, why do I say so? Because an extra bag of cement, slight inflated quantities, unverified variation, material substitution. By the end of the project, the developer wonder why the budget increased by 15%. So let's break this down and how it happens. Trick number 1, if you have not followed me, subscribe or you're not going to see me again. Quantity inflation. See, this is the most common type. Why? Because the contractor submits a valuation claiming, for example, 120 meter square of block work completed, when actual measured work is 100 meter square, or 50 cubic meter of concrete when actual poured concrete is 42 cubic meter. It may look small, right? Yes, but on a 100 million budget, small inflation can cost millions. That is it. So why does this happen? Because no independent measurement verification, developer trusts contractors' reports, no BOQ resolution, no BOQ reconciliation. Yes, I keep saying it. Trust is good, but protection is better. So how do we prevent this? Always measure work before payment. This is non-negotiable. Yes, it's non-negotiable because you reconcile valuation line by line with your BOQ. Conduct periodic site measurement audits. Just suddenly, impromptu, visit your site, take measurements and know if they're actually in line with what your BOQ is trying to tell you. Never approved based on trust alone. Approved based on measurements. I keep saying it and I will say it again. Trust is good, but structure and protection is better. Now, trick number 2 is front loading the BOQ. What do I mean by front loading the BOQ? This one is subtle. The contractor inflates the early stage items in the BOQ, like excavation, foundation, concrete works. So they collect more money up front. Okay. Later items may be underpriced, as the case may be, but they've collected a lot of money. The risk is if the contractor slows down or exits early, for example, there's a breach of contract and the project is dissolved, the developer has already overpaid. So how do you detect it? You compare pricing balance across BOQ sections. Check if early stage items are unusually expensive. Conduct cash flow forecast analysis. These are non-negotiable. It's something that must be done if you really want to protect your finance when it comes to construction projects in Nigeria. So front loading is not illegal, but it is risky if not monitored. Yes, it's very risky. So trick number 3 is your variation abuse. Don't get me wrong, variation is legitimate in construction, but they are often abused. Why do I say so? For example, variation may include additional reinforcement required, soil condition changed, client instruction adjustment. Sometimes they are genuine, sometimes they're exaggerated. The problem is most developers approve variation verbally, and which is very, very dangerous. You prevent all these by number 1, ensuring that no written approval, no execution. No written approval, no execution. These are non-negotiable. It's a must. Every variation must include cost breakdown. You break the cost down the way it is. Compare variation rate to BOQ rate. For example, if in your BOQ the cost of concrete per meter cube is at 1,000, your variation cannot be 2,000 or 2,500. That is, you can tell what is going to happen already. All right, so you compare variation rate to BOQ rate, confirm physical necessity before approval. Sometimes some variation may be raised just because they want to, you understand what I'm trying to say. So some variation are not necessary. So for you to confirm if they are necessary is to ensure that there must be physical visit to site. Valuation control is financial control. Like I said, it is non-negotiable. Trick number 4, also, if you've not followed me or you've not liked my video, subscribe or you're not going to see me again, is material substitution. This is very, very important because the BOQ specified the grade of cement, specific reinforcement grade, certain quality, certain ties quality. Okay, so but cheaper alternative are used on most sites. Okay, the contractor bids according to original specification, you pay premium but get the substandard delivered. So how do you handle this? You ensure that you inspect materials before use, even during use. Yes, it's very important. Match delivery notes with specification. Conduct periodic quality audits. They are non-negotiable. All these things are non-negotiable. Cost control is equal to quality control. That is something you must understand. Your cost control is equal to your quality control. It's very, very important when it comes to monitoring your costs, your materials, and your finance in construction industry, especially in the Nigerian site. Like I said, this is an attack on contractors, it's an attack on the industry. It's just to set the financial transparency record straight. Okay, so the last but not the least, which is the 5th trick, is overstated progress claims. Your contractor may tell you that 70% of the work has been done, but the actual measurable progress is 55%. So most developers approve payment based on reported progress, not measured progress, and which is very wrong. This causes cash flow distortion, overpayment, financial imbalance, and the prevention strategy is clear and plain if you will follow what I'm saying. Number 1, ensure there's an independent progress assessment, photographic documentation. These are non-negotiable. Physical measurements before certification. Yes, these are very important. Structure payment certification process. Most construction doesn't have structures, no process. Your mason will just call your guy, I'm done, then how much you send. There's going to be a problem, because when you overpay, you won't know. You looking at the work, but you overpay and get stuck there at the end of the day. So you must ensure that your payment is structured. Ensure that there is valuation before payment. Interim valuation certificate is issued to match the progress of work before any payment is made. Now, I'll go over the summary again so that you catch up with all I said. Number 1, let me say this again, and this is very important. Not every contractor intentionally overbills, yes, but construction is complex, and complexity without structure creates financial leakage. So, if you don't measure, you don't reconcile, you don't audit, you don't verify, you will overpay. That's the truth. You will overpay, not once, but repeatedly, always. So we focus on one thing, and that is protecting developer capital. That is our main and sole goal and responsibility. We don't fight contractors, we implement structures. Okay, because structure eliminates overbilling without conflict. That is it. So if you are building or planning a project and you want a BOQ reconciliation checklist, comment BOQ below. And if you find this valuable, subscribe, because on this channel we talk about construction the way investors should think about it financially. When it comes to construction, finance is very, very important as far as my developers or contractors are concerned. Okay, for contractors, my next video I will talk about how to maximize your profits legally. Okay, so like, follow, and share.